Hi guys, I'm Erika Bragdon and I'm with livingwellmom.com, and I wanted to just take a minute to check in with you all and see how you are all doing. Um, Today is Tuesday, March 24th. Had to think about that for a second. It is the second official day of remote learning for my children, although we kind of started last week, but the school said it was like official this week. So we're making it through. How are you all doing with all of that? Um, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of tired of hearing about COVID. It's everywhere. It's just like you cannot get away from it. And no, I'm not trying to say that, we're going to be naive about this. We are taking this very seriously. My family is staying at home. We are practicing social distancing. We're being very smart. Only my husband or my son, my teenager, is going out to get groceries if we have to. We're being very safe. We're following all of the guidelines. But it just gets to be a lot and very heavy when that's all you're hearing over and over and over. And there's so many people, or just the news, and people who are, it's very difficult to not get caught up in all of that collective anxiety and uncertainty right now. And so sometimes it's okay to take a little bit of time away from it all. And I've definitely been doing that the last few days, and I've been feeling a lot better. Um, I'm glancing at my notes over here so that I'm not going completely off track. I'm trying to keep this a little bit of a quicker video than the one I sent last week. One of the things I'm trying to do to help myself and my family is I'm trying to do more normal things. Like, I am in a better place than I was last week, so it's a little bit easier to think about that. Just enjoy, going outside with my chickens. We have a little rabbit who runs around and he acts like a dog. And so we go out and little Midnight comes hopping up. He runs around loose and we keep an eye on him. Don't worry, he's safe. But like, it's just those little enjoyable things that help you to just stay centered and calm. So I wanted to share a couple of tips for things that you could do, things that I've done that help me, things for you to keep in mind if you are feeling stressed. Because here's the thing, this is an up and down thing. One day you might be feeling better, the next day you might be feeling really stressed. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll just hear somebody say something and it will just like make me nervous. And so I'm trying to do things to help myself stay balanced, and so that I can be in a place where I'm not as affected every time I hear something. So the first thing is to really lower your expectations with yourself and listen to yourself. There is so much collective anxiety right now that if you're, whether or not, like, this is affecting all of us really, but if you're very sensitive, like I'm a very sensitive person, it can feel like a huge weight on your shoulders. It can just feel extremely heavy and overwhelming at times. So, and for me, I have found that times that it's very difficult to get moving, to get motivated to do things. Now that may not be you, like we're all different. We all have different personalities. But it's one of those things where we need to listen to our bodies, and it's okay to do less. It's okay to be gentle with ourselves. It's okay to, if the house is messy, you're trying to juggle work from home, you have your kids, you're trying to do remote learning, maybe you lost your job, maybe, there's so many uncertainty, there's so much extra stress, that it's okay if your house is messy. It's okay if your kids hadn't had a bath in a week, which I was just looking at my youngest, and I'm realizing he has dirt caked on his chin. So I'm like, you need a bath. That just has not been at the top of my priority list. And I completely forgot about having him take a bath this past weekend. So those are the kind of things we need to it's okay. Maybe you're the kind of person where you do better in times of crisis and stress. You thrive on moving. You do better if you have a project. Maybe you work from home and you're like, yes, I have all these ideas and inspiration, and you can push through and do that. That is great. Maybe you are like, hey, I actually have time to organize my bedroom closet that I've been putting off. And that's another great thing. If that's not you, that's okay. And if that is you, like, listen to yourself, do things that help you to get through. That's what I'm trying to say. I know a lot of people are recommending, teachers are saying, hey, have a schedule for your children. That can be helpful too. That being said, I was a homeschooling mom for a while. So I just want to encourage you that Don't expect it to be perfect. It's okay to have variables with that schedule. We have a general guideline schedule for our children, but sometimes they're done faster. Even the nature of what their teachers are asking them to do. Like my one son, the teacher's like, go outside and run around and do PE in your yard. So it's like, okay, normally he would be inside still learning on the computer. So, be flexible. Just recognize that this is not a normal time. This too will pass, but for right now, we don't know for sure how long it will be. Let's take it one day at a time. It's okay to tweak things as we go. It's okay to have your kitchen table taken over by laptops and school books and papers for your children who are doing remote learning. It's okay to live in PJs for a few days. Like today, I'm in my PJs again. Ironically, yesterday, I actually got up, I put makeup on, I put my contacts in for the first time in like probably a month. And I felt it looked pretty good. And then today I decided I'm going to record a video for you and I'm in my pajamas without any makeup. And honestly, I'm okay with that because I want you guys to see this is me. I'm in my pajamas again today. And because that's what I needed today. I woke up just a little bit more tired and not quite as much energy as I had yesterday, and that's okay. So take each day as it comes and be gentle with yourself. And I also wanted to share a couple of quick things that I've been doing to help myself if I do feel stressed out. The first thing is EFT tapping. I'm not going to get into that a lot right now, but basically it's where you tap on certain acupressure points in your body as you say things, and it helps your body to process and release things like anxiety and fear. So you might like tap here, 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 and there's a couple other, your chin, your chest, under your arm, on top of your head. That's pretty much it. And I will send you a link to one of my favorite teachers, Carol Tuttle. She recorded a wonderful EFT session to kind of release fears and anxieties related to coronavirus. I found it super helpful. I've listened to that a couple of times, and it's on my bookmark so that if I start feeling any more anxiety, I'll actually go back and listen to it, do the tapping she recommends, and it's just incredibly helpful. Another thing you can do is take flower essences. Flower essences are basically little drops of energized water. I'll get into it more another time, but basically they're really simple. There's no side effects because it's just energized water. I find it extremely helpful for myself and my family. I love flower essences. I actually use them even more than I use essential oils. One of my favorites that I've been using is Scotch broom. And this one is really good for helping to clear a sense of like doom and gloom with the world. And so I've been putting a couple of drops into, you can put it into your coffee, you can put it straight into your mouth, just a couple of drops. You can take it several times a day. If your kids are stressed out, there's different flower essences for that. There's all kinds of things that we can do, and it's so helpful. It doesn't interact with any medications or anything. I'll just show you. It's literally just a little bit of energized water with a little bit of preservative in there. Super easy. So another thing that I've been doing, I've been listening to a lot of relaxing music. There's some really peaceful music videos, but I put it on as background on YouTube, and you can listen to for free. I will leave a link for my favorite stress relieving YouTube playlists. They're super peaceful and relaxing, and I like it. There's no words to it, so it's just something I put in the background for when I'm working, for my family. Another thing is, actually, you might have seen this around my neck. I'm not suggesting you go out and get it, but these are actually, inside of this is Anchi crystals. They're something my good friend who's an herbalist introduced me to them about a couple years ago, and I actually had this already. I bought this to help my son who had autism, to help him relax, and I found that it was super helpful and soothing for me. I'm not big into rocks or crystal stuff. I don't really know much about it. All I know is that when I have this on, I feel better. I find it very soothing and grounding. And I actually hadn't used it. I left it in my drawer in my closet for a while. I kind of forgot about it, and I just remembered it this weekend, and I thought, oh, let me pull that out, and I'll just put it around my neck. And I have felt so much better, just more clear-minded. Some of that heaviness has kind of lifted off. So, I'm not saying, again, to go out and buy it. It was a little bit expensive, but all I'm saying is that there's such a variety of things we can do to help ourselves. Essential oils are another thing. You can put a couple drops of just lavender if you have a diffuser. You can get diffusers on Amazon. You don't have to have an expensive one. Just find one that looks good to you. And that's what I do. Like I have multiple diffusers, different brands. Um, put a couple drops of lavender in there. You could also make an essential oil spray. Just get like a small spray bottle. It can be plastic, it can be glass, whatever. Put water in. If you have some witch hazel, maybe put a little bit of witch hazel in. You could put a little bit of like fractionated coconut oil in there too. Kind of whatever you have, and just put a few drops of lavender in there. Shake it up before you use each time, and you can just spray it around your room. Give you a great way to help soothe yourself and your family. Another thing is try to just leave room for some fun things or spontaneous things. You know, like we've done a couple of family movie nights. We have, you know, there have been times it's like, let's just put some crazy music on and just dance with the kids. Let's just laugh, you know, let's stop and laugh at the cat being crazy, you know. One of our dogs, Skippy, he is a little bit afraid of our cat, Luna. And it's just kind of funny to see them interacting. So those are the things that we can just stop and look at with the kids and just have a few moments of lightheartedness. You know, a lot of places, there's a lot of restrictions on what we can and cannot do. But most places, to my knowledge, are still allowing you to go take a walk outside. And maybe you are in an area where you can't even do that. But if you are, take advantage of that. Go take your kids for a walk. We are blessed that we live in the country. So we have, you know, a huge, we have a couple acres. The kids can go run and play. We can take the dogs for a walk for a mile down to the pond. There's nobody around. So it's very safe, and it's a great way to get exercise. Exercise is another great thing. And I admit I've not been great about it. My favorite way to exercise is to take my dogs for a couple mile walk. And I really got off track this winter I had caught the flu, and then it was just really cold and I didn't want to go. So, and then yesterday or last night woke up, we had about 4 or 5 more inches of snow because we live in New Hampshire. And that does happen in the springtime and in March. So I'm hoping that it's going to melt enough where the roads are safe, and I'm going to try to take my dogs for a walk today. But again, it's about being gentle. It's not about saying, well, I have to eat perfectly, I have to exercise, I have to do all of these projects. Be gentle with yourself. Do what you need to do to get through. And maybe one day you can do all of those things, and then the next day you run out of steam and you just need to sit. You have to do maybe your essential must-do things, and then you just relax and you binge watch on Netflix or something, whatever you need to do. So I just wanted to encourage you, remind you that you're not alone. We will get through this, and we are in this together, which I personally find very encouraging, even though it feels very alone and isolating. We are in this together, and I'm here for you if you have any questions. If you want any more information about flower essences or anything like that, I don't sell them myself, but I can point you in the direction of a couple of people that do. And I'm happy to, you know, put you in the right direction if you have any questions about which ones might work. I can give you some suggestions there. But yeah, just remember, we've got this. We're going to get through this, and one day at a time, right? So thanks for watching. Hang in there. Bye.